I call this creamy paneer kofta curry Melt-Away Malai Kofta simply because they melt away as soon as you put them in your mouth. Hey guys, let's make some super delicious Malai Kofta this week. It's rich, it's indulgent, and as the name suggests, it just melts in your mouth. You might take 2 or 3 in your plate, and before you know it, they will be gone. I like to use homemade paneer in this recipe for Malai Kofta, but it is not essential. You can, of course, use shop bought paneer, but please just try to make sure that you find the softest one available. A while back when I was testing this recipe, I put up a poll in my Instagram stories and asked you guys whether you liked nuts in your Malai Kofta or not. And a whopping 83% of you said that you prefer your Malai Kofta without nuts. So what I have done is developed a recipe just for you that kind of uses the most delicious parts of the Malai Kofta without that kind of nut and raisin filling. This is a truly delicious celebratory meal that you would expect to find in like a restaurant. It is not something that you would make like on a weeknight. It requires a little bit more love and attention than that, but I promise you the results are astounding and you will not believe that you made this at home. The sauce is so good. You could put it on a shoe and it still tastes completely delicious. And the kofta are just sublime. The technique that I use in this recipe is derived from the process of making ras malai, and it actually came to me whilst I was making a batch of ras malai for Diwali last year. And when you knead your chena or your paneer for ras malai, it kind of smooths out so that you don't have that graininess in it anymore, and that is perfect for making like this dough-like consistency. The frying technique for this kofta is a similar process to when you fry gulab jamun. You want to do it at a low heat for a longer time so that you create this kind of golden crispy exterior on the outside. There are a number of styles for making Malai Kofta. This is just one and my own personal favorite way of having it, and that is with a tomato sauce, so the finish is lovely and orange. You can in fact make a Mughlai style of Malai Kofta with a white sauce. If you would like that recipe, then let me know and I will work on that for you. However, this is my kind of North Indian style Malai Kofta recipe, which is nut free. There is a super detailed guide to making this recipe over on my website. You can watch that and catch the full video over there along with a neat little recipe card. So if you want to make this, you can kind of screenshot that or print it out, whatever works for you. But please do enjoy this recipe. It's one of my favorites, one of the best things I've ever made in my opinion. And I hope you enjoy it and that your family enjoy it as much as I do. Tap the link in the description box for a full list of ingredients you need to make this recipe. Let's start by crumbling up some homemade paneer. If you don't have time and want to use shop bought, I'll totally forgive you, but please do your best to find the softest paneer possible and give it a grate on the fine side of a cheese grater. If you're using homemade paneer, you need to make sure it's really well pressed of all its liquid. This is cooked and grated potato. I just cooked a whole potato without any water in the microwave until it was soft. Then I peeled it and allowed it to cool before grating it on the fine side of a cheese grater. Now for some salt and just a touch of baking powder, some plain flour. You can find all the measurements you need by tapping the link in the description box below. Use your hands to mix it well. Bring this together to form a very rough mixture. It should bind to a sticky but not wet dough. Divide it up into 3 portions. Take 1 portion of the mixture at a time and begin to knead the dough on a worktop or clean surface. Use the heel of your palm to press the mixture into the worktop and away from you. We are creating a smooth textured dough without a crumbly finish. This process is similar to kneading chena or paneer for sweets like ras malai and rasgulla. In fact, I got this idea after making a batch of ras malai. I knew the finish would be perfect for fried Malai Kofta. It produces the squidgiest, most melt-in-the-mouth texture. You'll want to spend a bit of time kneading this kofta mixture. It took me about 5 minutes per portion, so about 15 minutes kneading in total. It's a great workout, but I don't recommend using a blender as it can overwork the mixture and ruin the texture. Once your kofta mixture is super smooth and creamy, bring it all back together. Here's a side-by-side comparison of how the kofta mixture looked prior to kneading and afterwards. As you can see, kneading makes all the difference. Begin to portion out your kofta mixture into approximately 13 to 15 gram portions. They will expand slightly in the oil. Roll each one with a little pressure between your palms. They should be perfectly smooth without any cracks on the surface. Heat enough oil to deep fry the kofta in a karai or wok. The temperature of the oil should be around 120 to 125 degrees Celsius. It's absolutely essential to fry these kofta low and slow. When you add your kofta to the hot oil, small and very slow moving bubbles should form around each one. Fry the kofta at this temperature throughout the cooking process. You can agitate the oil around them rather than directly moving the kofta at first. This will ensure that they don't get knocked out of shape. Take care not to overcrowd the oil with too many kofta at first. I did about 2 batches and each batch took 10 minutes to fry. Keep them moving in the oil all the time for even browning. If the heat is too high, the outside will brown too quickly and they'll deflate once they come out of the oil. The low heat will create the perfect soft and squidgy texture. Wait for them to turn a deep golden brown colour before you even think about lifting these out of the oil. Once the kofta have finished frying, you can lift them out of the oil and drain them on a plate lined with kitchen towel. These are still very soft after coming out of the oil, but let me just show you the inside. It's so soft and squidgy. Allow these to cool completely. While the kofta are cooling, you can make the malai kofta sauce. Heat some cooking oil in a large pan. Add cinnamon or cassia bark, some star anise, cloves, green cardamom, and black stone flower, also known as dagad fool in Hindi. This little piece of fungus will transform the flavour of your curry. When used in small quantities, black stone flower releases a strong woody aroma and flavour. Now for lots of chopped onion. We're going to cook the onions and the spices over a low heat. We want them to turn beautifully sweet without changing their colour. You can add salt at this point to draw out excess moisture from the onions. This will help them cook faster. After about 10 minutes, your onions should be lovely and translucent. Now's the time to add some tomato puree. This tomato puree will give our curry that restaurant-style punch of acidity. Cook the tomato puree out for a couple of minutes. Now add ginger and garlic paste. A further 1 minute of cooking is all that's required. Don't forget to remove the cinnamon and star anise before you blend this. Now allow this to cool and then transfer it to a blender. To make this malai kofta lovely and creamy without having to add nuts, we're going to use some skimmed milk powder, a splash of cold water, blend this until it's super smooth. Melt some butter, ghee or oil in a pan. While it's over a low heat, add some Kashmiri red chili powder. This is going to turn a beautiful crimson colour in the hot fat. Now add your blended malai kofta sauce. It's said that malai kofta has roots in Mughlai cuisine, a style of cooking that goes back to the Mughal Empire and its royal kitchens. Originally from Central Asia, Turkey, Persia and beyond, Mughlai cuisine introduced dishes like biryani, nihari and kurma to the Indian subcontinent. Mughlai dishes are often rich and luxurious. Ingredients like nuts, saffron, rosewater and dry fruits are found in both sweet and savoury dishes. There are 2 popular styles of malai kofta: Shahi malai kofta, which is white in colour, or Punjabi or North Indian style malai kofta, which is orange or red. Add some saffron, a swirl of cooking cream, a touch of sugar just to balance out the heat of the chili and the sourness of the tomatoes. Stir this well, and just as soon as it starts bubbling, you can add your cooled kofta. With a pan over a very low heat, simmer the kofta with the lid on for around 5 minutes. Garnish with some kasuri methi rubbed between your palms, a little more cream, and some fresh coriander leaves. Serve your Melt-Away Malai Kofta with naan, paratha or rice. I adore the combination of Malai Kofta and garlic naan. You can find all the measurements you need for this recipe over on my website. Just tap the link in the description box. Guess what? I upload new and delicious vegetarian and vegan recipes every week. Subscribe to my channel and tap that bell icon to make sure you see them fresh from my kitchen to yours.